Our top story tonight, the special session road trip hones in on Point Thomson and the gas that lies underneath it all.
The Palin administration stance on it has been it's there, but it's just not needed to build a pipeline. Point Thomson is located up on the North Slope coastline, about 55 miles east of the Prudhoe Bay field. It holds an estimated 25% of all North Slope gas.
Well, today in round two of the special session hearings here in Anchorage, lawmakers put the state and the oil producers in the hot seat about Point Thomson.
It's estimated that the Point Thomson field holds 25% of all natural gas on the North Slope, but the state says it doesn't need it to build a natural gas pipeline. Today, Exxon, the main shareholder in Point Thomson, got the chance to fire back. CBS 11's Andrea Gusty was at the hearings today. She joins us now live in the newsroom with the details. Andrea?
Dave and Laura, for a decade, Point Thomson has been part of the gas line discussion. It was assumed that it would be a key part of getting the enough natural gas for open season. But the state says the producers aren't doing enough to develop Point Thomson, and now they say they don't need it at all for a gas pipeline.
Number of factors.
The state's been looking to build a natural gas pipeline for decades. But for the first time, state officials say they don't need Exxon or the natural gas in Point Thomson to do it.
The economics still work. They're very robust still. All the stakeholders, the producer companies, the state, the feds, and the pipeline company all continue to make a significant amount of money.
No one was more surprised than Exxon itself to be excluded from the plan.
Until 3 weeks ago, everybody believed Point Thomson was critical for a gas pipeline. So we're surprised, and we don't understand how that perspective can change so rapidly.
Exxon and the other producers have held the rights to get it out of the ground. But the state says they haven't done enough to bring the reserves to market. Exxon disagrees, saying just over the last 3 months, they and the 26 other producers have committed $50 million to Point Thomson development. But that may not be enough.
There's a real showdown between the state of Alaska, Commissioner Tom Irwin, Commissioner of Natural Resources, and the Exxon Corporation.
Right now, the state and Exxon are in the middle of litigation over an ultimatum: produce or return.
We're in litigation right now on the Point Thomson unit. At the end of the day, if the state receives all the leases back, then we would look to releasing them, but in a different strategy where they have to produce it.
The state wants commitments, a guarantee like the ones laid out in AGEA, that Point Thomson's oil and gas will be brought to market in a timely manner. But even that may not be soon enough.
Tests of this oil rig.
The gas pipeline will be built and ready to go in 10 years. But even if the process started today to get Point Thomson oil and gas to market, the state's experts say it would take at least 15 years for any gas to be ready. And that's because there is far more oil in Point Thomson than anyone originally thought. Laura?
Andrea, it seems like an obvious question, but given all the testimony today, is the gas on the North Slope enough to fill a gas pipeline and really make it economical?
Well, Laura, according to the experts we heard from today, yes. There has never been any exploration specifically for natural gas on the North Slope. The gas we know about now was actually found while exploring for oil. The experts say, build it and they will come. If we have a way to bring gas to market, for gas, and there'll be plenty to make it work.
All right, thank you, Andrea.
And Laura, Chevron officials ended today's testimony. You can see they own about 25% of Point Thomson leases, while Exxon operates the Point Thomson unit and owns the majority of the leases. Chevron, along with the other leaseholders, have just as much at stake. Before their testimony, their Alaska general manager sat down exclusively today with CBS 11's Matthew Simon, who joins us from their downtown Anchorage headquarters. Matthew?
Well, hi there, everyone. In Point Thomson's whole history, it could say Chevron's been the silent partner until now. Their general manager, the top guy here in Alaska, says that's because company officials say Point Thomson gas is necessary, that necessary, to making sure a natural gas pipeline actually works.
You could have a pipeline without Point Thomson, but is it a smart decision to have a pipeline without Point Thomson?
Chevron's Alaska general manager says no.
Point Thomson is very important to our North Slope gas position. It basically is our North Slope business, and so we felt if not us, who's going to speak out on this right now?
Ending decades of silence, Point Thomson's third highest leaseholders detrimentally concerned. The administration's taken Point Thomson's nearly 25% of all North Slope natural gas out of the pipeline discussion.
Certainly there will be huge costs to having a pipeline without Point Thomson.
Costs, he says, like higher rates to ship the gas and losing money off the Prudhoe Bay oil pipeline. The administration suggested they'll tap Prudhoe Bay's natural gas to supply a pipeline.
There's a lot of oil left on the slope and a lot of oil in Prudhoe Bay that would be lost if we prematurely pulled the gas off the field.
They say the administration's new expert position, Point Thomson's liquids must be developed before gas, is wrong.
If you assume Point Thomson will produce oil and condensate for 20 years, and you size the pipeline according to the gas off Prudhoe Bay, and then it turns out Point Thomson will not cycle and the oil is really not economic to produce, you have made a very poor decision.
That's why Chevron says it will publish this letter, obtained by CBS 11 News, in papers across the state, hoping to get the administration to talk to the leaseholders.
Well, the intent is not to strong-arm at all. At the very least, we hope some people in the legislature who may have some influence or some ear in the administration would kind of say, hey, why don't you sit down with the producers, with the owners of Point Thomson, and see if you can't work out something that will get Point Thomson evaluated and online sooner rather than later.
And Sager tells us this open letter he talked about will hit publications across the state tomorrow. We're downtown. Matthew Simon, CBS 11 News.